Hi everyone, it's Jenna from Live Your Positive Life, and I am here today to talk about household binders. We are all on this quest to get organized and stay organized because anytime that we are not organized, we're missing out on doing fun things and things that we want to do or exploring, and how sad when we're looking for a document that could be right in front of us. So I've come up with a household binder. Now, to be clear, I did not invent household binders. These are like something that people have been doing for a long time. I can't remember where I first heard the idea, but I have had one since I was about 22 years old. I've always been a little OCD. But anyway, put my OCD to work for you. So it's just a regular binder from Staples, $3.99, what have you, and some dividers. I will tell you that I fell into the trap of trying to make mine nice and pretty and organized and decorated, and then I ended up not using it for a little while because I got too tied up with how it looked and so on, and it's just silly. So it's pretty bland. There's really not a whole lot to it. I know that there's a lot of women that decorate theirs, and if you're that creative, I love it, but it's not for me. I also have redone the insides numerous times, added things, taken away, just depending on what it is that works for me at the time, or that year, or that month. So anyway, what we have here is some of the things that I keep up front, things that I need to pay attention to. These are things that are forthcoming, like in the next couple of weeks, some things that I have to do, places I have to be, that sort of thing. That goes up front. I also like to keep little inspirational things front and center. Some things on, this one's about Beyonce, this one's about the new princess of England. Some little sayings on this side. The other thing I have up front are salon menus. The salons that I frequent, their salon menu, so I know exactly, like if I have a color or something like that, which I don't really do, but if I get the hankering to do something different to my hair and I want to go to this certain salon, I know their prices so I can budget it in when I'm doing my weekly budget. Same thing for their spa menu. In case I want to go get an impromptu massage or something like that, it's important to take care of yourself so that you have time and energy to take care of other people. Just a side note. So I have this in here again so I can weekly budget. Not that I get a massage every week. This one is, it's not full right now because I just recently cut them and organized them into my shopping trips, but this is where I print out my coupons when they come to me online. These are invoices to be paid. You can see I have one here right now. Most of my bills are done online, most of them, but I still get a few that come, and so I put them in here, and then that way I'm checking the statement against what it is that I paid last month. This one happens to be for my maternity care for my little dill bug. My bank savings, my other bank. This is also when I had such a high balance for some reason, co-insurance. We'll talk about that later. I wanted a printout of the entire financial statement, which you are entitled to, by the way. I keep that here in case there's ever any questions or anything like that. And I did check that up against what the care that I received. But the hospital I was at was so great that there was really no reason. It's just my analytical mind checking anyway. These are just correspondences that I had sent out that I keep before I file it. These are my tax receipts. Whenever I donate something to the Goodwill, which I tend to do like once a month I will go through my belongings and I will make sure I love it, need it, or I make money at it. And if it doesn't fit into those three categories, it's gone. So I have kept the donation guide that tells you exactly what is whatever you donated is worth, so that I can accurately calculate them to keep them here for my taxes. And then anything that I get from my church, that sort of thing, that shows what I donation. I also am a huge supporter of Southern Poverty Law Center, and so I kept their inaugural donation, I guess, because they charge my credit card every month. So I keep that there. And they'll send me at the end of the tax season, they'll send me a big breakdown for my accountant. I also kept my taxes right here. Here we go into my budgeting, the monthly budgeting. I have my addresses here, my most frequently used addresses. And let's see, let's skip to the good stuff. Here I have household cleaning recipes because I typically make my own household cleaners. That'll be another video. But I do have some recipes that I have found have worked for me really, really well, so I keep them here. I'm telling you, it's amazing what you can do with vinegar, baking soda, borax, that sort of thing. I also here have my chore list. This is what I do daily. Make the bed, wash and put away the dishes, so on and so forth. Weekly, here are my errands, the laundry, household inventory for supplies, so on and so forth. The chores that I do every week, bathroom, wash windows, mop floors, and then here's my monthly. Clean the baseboards, ceiling fans, closets, so on and so forth. So here's my chore list to keep me honest. Here's a further breakdown of the weekly chores, which is completely unnecessary, but it's just my mind. That's what I do. Here's my project list. Right now, I'm all caught up on my projects. Talk to me in about 6 weeks, not even 3. And then this whole thing will be full because we're going into winter. Let's see, these are some labels that I have made for my permanent filing cabinet. That's the other thing. There are sometimes there are documents that I will take out of here and I will put into my long-term storage. In my filing cabinet, I just have the 2 drawers. That's it. Keep it real simple. The less space you have, the less you're going to keep. Let's be completely honest. I also have a tab in here for our son Dylan. So this is like his pediatrician. I also kept the receipt for his first baby shoes, his first pre-walkers. So this will, eventually get taken out and put into the baby book, but right here, this is where it is. This is a gift from our friend Kate, the most sweetest girl. I'm telling you, her and her boyfriend are the best. I keep it right here. The other thing are clinical summaries from the last pediatrician's visit. And what I do is before we go back to the pediatrician for his well visit, I will look at this and I will see if there's anything that I need to bring up to the pediatrician, talk to her about it. And because it's in front of me, I can flip right to it. And then what will happen is, like, when I go through my binder at like maybe every 4 weeks, 6 weeks, sometimes 8, I'll file this and I'll put in the new things. And then that just keeps you all nice and organized. I think actually these go back to August, so I have a little bit of filing to do. Here are my grocery and recipe section. This is the 100 foods Dr. Oz wants in your shopping cart. I have this to remind me for when I go grocery shopping. This is a pantry list. These are things that should always be in your pantry at all times, and then I will take an inventory of baking soda, cornstarch, sugar, so on and so forth. These are my most purchased items up here, and then when I make my grocery list, if there's anything extra, I'll write them down here. And let me see my favorite recipes right here. I keep them inside page protectors so I could take them out and put them on the counter while I'm cooking. They don't get messy. I also have a huge section on entertaining. I just love it. I love taking out my vintage china and making mismatched little place settings and so on and so forth. I do not throw as many parties as I used to, but hopefully that will all change because I have my little entertainment guide. What to pair with what, wine-wise, cocktail-wise, so on and so forth. It's just a little something that tickles my fancy. That section can be used for anything. Crocheting, patterns, things that you find on Pinterest, because Pinterest is the bomb. Okay, this was my event planning to keep all of my list and things to do when we were planning Dylan's birthday party. But then it dawned on me to make a tab for catering, and then I just kept the catering menu from the place that we used and the place that I was thinking about using, just so that I always have it. I mean, I think it's, I'm sure you could just pull it up on your smartphone, but if you happen to be standing there and you need to know, you want to have a luncheon or something like that, you can price it out right then and there. And then if all else fails after you do all of you try to cook because you're an aspiring cook like me, takeout menus. I just keep them right here in the binder. That way, you know, when my attempt fails, Michael can order himself a pizza, because that has happened. The other thing that's of note really is the warranty section. Here I've kept a warranty for all of Dylan's playthings that came with one. Now, when he outgrows them, I actually box these up with whatever it was and put it into storage. But I have here, you know, his warranties for his strollers, that sort of thing. And I did either send in those reply cards or I did it online. It's important in case there's ever a recall, they can get a hold of you and let you know. But I have all of these here just in case. The other thing that came in handy is I've kept the instructions for his furniture and any other type of furniture or appliance that needs to be assembled or reassembled if you move. And when we moved, Michael was able to easily take apart the crib and take apart, you know, things that needed to be put onto the truck and reassemble them once we got to our new place. So it turned out to be really handy. And that is basically my household binder. Yours can look any way that you want it to look. You know, just have some key elements in there. You want to make sure that you have household paperwork that you can have easy access to. I keep mine on the counter by the telephone. The other thing is I try not to, I make sure that there really isn't anything that has social security numbers or anything like that in here, just in case, because it kind of is out in plain view. But after that, it goes into long-term storage, and then it's just easier to have this out and have the things that you need right at your fingertips, and then you save the time and you have time to do other things. I hope this was helpful, you know? Namaste. I hate that. Because when we save time, I think I flubbed.